You're good.
Sweet. Okay. Welcome to this team call. I love that we are getting several coaches together and doing these calls together because I feel like it is beneficial for all of us to hear different perspectives and to just be able to get in bigger groups of people, because I feel like the more minds you have working together, the better. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to start this call off with are a few announcements, and that kind of goes with some of the things I wanted to talk about anyway. So the first thing that I wanted to make sure that all of you know is that tomorrow on BOD, there is going to be a sneak peek of a clean week workout on BOD tomorrow. That's Tuesday the 19th. And you should absolutely get on and do this. Here's why. Okay, so for those of you who are not sure what Clean Week is, I'm just going to go through it really quick. Essentially, they are creating a 1-week clean eating and very basic workout program for us to have available for people who aren't quite ready to buy a challenge pack, but want to get a feel for doing these workouts, getting used to working out every day, eating clean, and Shakeology. And so what it is they can order Clean Week. This comes out in October, I don't remember the exact date. I think it's early October, I feel like. But anyway, we'll find out the date and post that for you guys.
I think it's the 3rd.
Okay, that's what kind of what I was feeling like it was too, early October. But the nice thing about this is that they can order this Clean Week, and it comes with a week of Shakeology. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it comes with a week of Shakeology so they can try Shakeology, and it's volume for you. They get to try the workouts. They get the workouts. They get the meal plan. So this is honestly a really, really cool thing for us, because it's essentially what we've been doing, like the free clean eating group, except for it comes with Shakeology, and it has the workouts that are already like basic movements. Nobody's going to be scared of them. They don't have to get on BOD and pick a program, because I know some people are really stressed about picking a program to start with.
The other thing,
so I feel like this will be really great. Do you guys have anything to add about that? I just want everybody to get on and at least do the workout, because if you don't do the workout and you don't talk about it in your posts, somebody else will, and they will go to somebody who's talking about it. Okay, is there anything else to add?
In the workouts, it's a new trainer. It's the lady who won the 20s. But as she's doing the workout, she refers moves that she's doing to the actual program. So it helps them to decide, okay, I liked that, and it's in 21 Day Fix. So I'm going to do 21 Day Fix to start. So she is referring all of her moves to all of Beachbody's programs in Beachbody On Demand that is available, which is really awesome. So it gives you a kind of a sneak peek of all of the workout programs without having to do the workout program.
Perfect. Anything else to add, guys? Is that a pretty good explanation of that? Okay. Another thing.
Sorry.
Oh, yes, Bryn. Yes, please go ahead.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to pass my son's room. Okay. So, also though, when you do try it, I know at Summit, Chalene Johnson was talking a lot about, I'm so sick of people talking about Sean Week and blah, like nobody knows what that means. So when you do try it and when you post about it, don't call it Clean Week. Like, don't talk about how this is the person who won the 20s, because like your normal average Joe, you don't want to attract other coaches. You want to attract people who don't already have Beachbody On Demand, right? So make sure when you talk about it, talk about like, use normal lingo. Like, this is the newest workout that I can do from my house. Like, don't say this is the newest workout that just launched on Beachbody On Demand. Like, so you have to really check yourself. Like, am I using words that only coaches will understand, or am I using words that the people I want to attract will understand? That's all.
Perfect. And Bryn, I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, because I think it's important. So yes, we'll come back a little bit more to that, but really good point. Thank you. Okay. So yes, make sure you do that tomorrow. At least record yourself doing it and talk about, like, start talking about it. But like Bryn said, do it obviously in a normal way. Okay. The next thing that we wanted to cover that we feel like is super duper uber important for everybody is that this upcoming Saturday is Super Saturday. And you need to get to a Super Saturday event. And I'm really stoked. I've lived in Alaska for the last 4 years. And this is the first Super Saturday activity I'm actually making it to, because the closest one to me before was like 8 hours away in Anchorage. Couldn't swing it with my littles. So I'm super excited. And there is a really great one going on in Salt Lake. I think most of you are close to us here. If you aren't, then you can totally get on the Beachbody page and find an event close to you, or reach out to your coach. They can help you find an event. But the one in Salt Lake is going to have Tony Horton, 22-minute hardcore P90X, like superstar. Tony Horton is going to be there on Saturday. And then Micah Folsom is speaking, and so is Jaylyn. Guys, this is our team. These are our people, and we all need to be there, number one, to support them. Number two, we all know that they are wonderful, inspirational, motivational people, and we need to learn from them. They will have things to share that we will need to hear, okay? And some of us are getting together Friday night, I know, for dinner. We don't have all of the exact details of that, but as we get them figured out and squared away, we will let you guys know. All of you guys are, of course, welcome to join us for dinner Friday night. And then Super Saturday is at 11, right?
Is that the VIP time or is that the normal time?
Oh, I don't know. Can one of you look that up for me real fast, just to make sure we give them the right time? Sorry, I should have specified which time was the VIP. Anyway, okay. But be there to a Super Saturday event. And here's one more thing about Super Saturday, and making sure that you do this is just really helpful. Anytime there's a live event, whether it's Summit, Super Saturday, you're getting together to go to dinner with your team, you are anything like that, it is a great, great opportunity to talk about the community and friendship aspect of coaching. Because honestly, this is why we do this. Because we love the community, we love the support, and that is a huge reason why I've stayed a coach, because of the friends that I've made. Because it's not always easy. It's not always easy to be moving forward in every way, but to feel like you have that support and community is a huge benefit of being a coach and being part of this wonderful team. So talk about that as Saturday gets closer. Talk about how you're going to come to dinner on Friday with some friends, right? Talk about the event on Saturday. Say you got to meet Tony Horton. Obviously, most people know who he is. Well, not most, but a lot of people do, as long as you talk about something like P90X, where most people have seen the infomercial. But also, you can just talk about what an inspiration he's been based on your personal experience doing one of his programs, right? Or something like that. But talk about Super Saturday. Talk it up, because people want to know that it's fun, that you get together with people, that we aren't just sitting at home doing our workouts by ourselves and always alone on our phones. Okay? That's important.
You guys can also invite people. This isn't just for coaches.
Thank you. Yeah.
Challengers, if you have family members, your husband who, like, if you know somebody who loves P90X, invite them to come, and then they can see what Beachbody really is about. Like, we're going to have big corporate people there with Tony being there, and to really,
Doug is coming.
You know, yeah.
Doug
Moss.
Oh, Doug. Sweet.
To get a
love Doug. Oh, love Doug.
What Beachbody is about, because a lot of people who don't know, they just think that we're selling Shakeology and we're trying to make money off of people. And that's really, when they go to an event like that and they see really what it's about, they realize it's nothing to do with that at all. And so invite your challengers and invite your friends to come with you. They're more than welcome. It's not just a coach event.
Totally. Thank you.
And will somebody talk about VIP versus regular?
Yes, I was just about to
I just
say
don't want
that
them to think like you have to be diamonds to go be a VIP. you know?
Right. Okay, so time. It's 11 to 3. So there's number one. There's the time. If you get a VIP pass, the VIP part is 10 to 11. So if you have a VIP, plan on 10 to 3. VIP, anyone is eligible. You just have to buy a VIP ticket. Normal ticket is $20. A VIP ticket is $50. So it's a little bit more. But a VIP includes, there's a 1-hour meet and greet with Tony beforehand. So you get to take a picture with him by, like, you two together in a picture. If you want a picture with Tony, that is the only way you're going to get it. Because once everybody else shows up, he is not going to be taking one-on-one pictures. So if you want a one-on-one picture, you need to be there, or you need a VIP ticket. VIP tickets also include a guest. So this is an awesome way. If your husband wants to come, get a VIP ticket because it will get 2 of you in for the price of 1. VIP tickets also include front row seat for all of the speakers, the announcements, all of that, and you get a front row spot for the workout. So if you want to get a really cool video during the workout and you don't like want to be punching people trying to get to the front, get a VIP ticket. So, and like I said, anybody can get those. If you already bought your ticket and you want to upgrade to a VIP, it's just $30 difference. But if you haven't bought your ticket yet, just buy a VIP ticket. And I'm getting a VIP ticket, so I will be at the front. I know Bryn is planning, unless my baby has come, but I'm praying she stays in. She and I have talk. She's staying in, and Tony's going to help her come out, but she's staying in until I get to work out with Tony. So, because I worked out with him at Summit. That was who Sharon and I picked for our live individual workout, whatever, and it was awesome. He's just as fabulous in person as he is on DVD. Tony's awesome. It was great.
I need to get my
if you get an alone picture with him, the next Beachbody program that's launching is a Tony one.
It's double time. Yeah, it's a Tony Horton program.
And so it's a perfect opportunity for you if you have a one-on-one picture with him to advertise that in the future.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And
hey, thank you.
Right off.
Sorry, what? A tax write-off? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then just the last thing I wanted to just really briefly, this is for me just as much as it is for anybody else. But this morning, or just a couple hours ago, Jaylyn posted in one of our message threads, and she's like, okay, there's 2 weeks left in September. Where are you at with your goals? What are you doing to move? Are you moving toward your goals? These are just like, think inside your head and just reflect. Where are you at this month? What were your goals to start the month? What are you doing to reach that goals? Are you doing things to reach your goals, or are you kind of waiting for them to happen to you? Because it's not going to happen if that's your mindset. And just a check, because there's still time for every one of us to hit Success Club 5, 10, 15, whatever your goal is. There's still time to meet that goal. And you just have to amp up your actions. If you are far away from your goal, then you need to be doing more to get toward it, right? One last thing. I know that Ashley and Sharon and I are doing a sneak peek into coaching tomorrow, and it's going to be during the day, which is different than what we've done before. But you are more than welcome to join in on that with us. You can put challengers, whoever interested in that group with us. It's going to be at 1:30, and we haven't figured out order of who's going to go first and stuff like that, but it will be an opportunity for you to include people who are interested in coaching. If you haven't done a post about coaching in a while, here's your chance. Do one tonight and invite people. Yeah, it's kind of a last-minute ditch effort, but last-minute ditch effort is better than none, right? Putting a post out there about coaching and how it's changed your life and inviting people to that is better. It's better to do it tonight than to not do it at all, right? Or sometime during the day today. So put that out there for your coaches. And then I get the opportunity to talk about what we're going to talk about today.
Wait.
Oh, yes.
You forgot corporate on Wednesday.
Oh, dang it. Yes, thank you. I knew there were a lot of announcements. Corporate on Wednesday, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock, right? Or 2. Just know that it starts at 2.
Right? I thought it was 12 to 2, but maybe
I'll double check. Let's double check.
Yours on Friday. It's 2 to 4.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay, 2 to 4 on Wednesday. Corporate office in Provo Jaylyn's arranged for any of us to go to that can. Super awesome, you guys. So Jeff Hill, the guy that starts the National Wake Up Call every week and introduces and talks to each one of the coaches that are chosen to speak on the National Wake Up Call, he is actually going to speak to us. Super inspirational, motivational guy. We love Jeff Hill. Any of us who've been there before can tell you that it is absolutely worth your while to arrange it. Like, I still have to figure out what to do with my kids, and I'm going to do my darndest to get down there because it is absolutely worth it. It will just motivate you, inspire you even more to stick with this, to move forward in your business, to understand the company better, because honestly, the best thing we can do is educate ourselves about who we work with and the company, anything else to add. So get there if you can. I know that it's hard because I know some of you probably have kids to pick up or whatever, but if you can make arrangements and be there, it is and will be a wonderful, wonderful experience.
It's like life-changing because Jeff will not say once the whole time he's talking anything about the words sell. You need to sell more. You need to recruit more. He will not say a word about that and it makes you realize, like, this is the people running the company that I represent. Like, it just gets you, I'm like getting like, and granted, I drank my Energize. I'm like, whoa, but it makes you like, we're going to change the freaking world. Like, go us, look out, World Beachbody's coming. Like, it's, because Jeff is Jeff. He's the reason Beachbody recruited him. Jeff is freaking awesome. So it's worth it.
Get there if you can. Okay, 2 to 4 on Wednesday. What'd you say, Sharon?
And there's no doubt you will leave in tears at some point, in good way, because it's like Beachbody testimony meeting a little bit. But I think more than anything, you guys, we have such an incredible opportunity to be able to actually meet with them. And Jeff Hill is not just the announcer of the National Wake Up Call. He's literally the president of all global sales of Beachbody. Like, he's like as high up as you get next to Carl Dykewood. And the fact that he's going to sit down with us and talk to us one-on-one, like, we have such an amazing opportunity to be able to go there and do that. And this will be like my 4th time, I think, going to corporate. And honestly, this is as good as Summit, in my opinion. I think I hear my kid outside. Hold on.
Oh, you're good. Okay, I'm going to get going with our call, like what we wanted to talk about today. So I'm going to really quickly show you one of the biggest issues that we have with our pictures. So we wanted to focus today on talking about your photos. How do you take them, different aspects of them, because here's why. This is a huge piece of what people either are attracted to or unattracted by, okay, is the kind of pictures, videos, things that you put out there on your social media for people to see. If your pictures are attractive and they draw people in, then you are going to have people actually reading your text, okay? They're actually going to read your message. But if your picture turns people off, unfortunately, they won't even know how great of a person you are inside, because they won't read the words that you wrote. They will not get your message because your picture didn't catch their eye enough to stop their feed. Because, you know, as people scroll their news feed, it has to catch their eye, okay, in order for them to even stop. So this is a huge piece of it. And if you are like me, I am not a photographer by trade. This is not something that I knew anything about before I started coaching, okay? And I will admittedly say that my pictures, my videos, and everything that I posted 2 years ago looked ridiculous as far as how I see it now. When I have the time hop stuff pop up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I posted that, okay? However, there's a huge learning curve, and it is something that everybody can become better at. But you have to be willing to learn some of these tips that we're going to give to you, and you have to be willing to try different things, and you have to be willing to fail a little bit, because sometimes things aren't going to turn out just right, or you're going to have to take more shots than you want to and take up more room on your phone's memory than you want to. But in order to get a photo that people will actually stop at and will catch somebody's eye, it is absolutely 100% totally worth it. So I just wanted to visually show you. I got my computer at the best angle that I could for lighting on my desk. right? But had I left it where it originally was, this is what I would look like. Okay, this is huge. Lighting is huge, okay? And it is all about simply rotating things a little bit, okay? So if you are somebody who always sees that your pictures are a little bit darker, it means you're not getting natural light in your pictures. You need to face yourself so that you are facing toward the natural light so that the light is coming in on your face, okay? Lighting is huge. If you have any specific questions about that, but this is what I did for a long time. I stood with my phone, because I'm a dork, and I twisted around until it looked good, okay? So just take the 5 seconds that it takes to make sure that you have your camera placed, if you're using a tripod, or that you are actually flipping yourself around so that the lighting is good on your face, okay? Or on your body, or on your food, or whatever it is. And once you, every house is a little bit different. So like when I lived in Alaska, I had to do it a little bit different. But here I've figured out the spots in my house that have the best light, right? So now a lot of my pictures, I take them in similar places, and they work because they all have the same light coming in. Okay, so that's the first thing. Lighting is huge. The quality of your pictures, I feel like sometimes we are so anxious to get posts out there that we sacrifice quality of our photos. And I promise you, like I said at the very beginning, the reason this is so important is because people just won't even stop. If it looks like a crappy picture, they won't even stop. And then you've lost them completely. And that's a total bummer. I hope you guys are taking notes too, by the way, because this is something that will be nice to refer back to. One of the things we talked about, kind of different aspects of photos that we wanted to cover. One of them is this. Angles of your pictures need to be different every once in a while, as in more often than not, okay? If you are somebody who takes the same sweaty selfie picture every day and posts it in the same place in your house every day with the same facial expression on your face every day, you're going to catch people maybe the first time you post that, but then people will become used to it and it will not catch their eye again. You need to be creative. Here's a couple of examples as far as the sweaty selfie goes, and Ashley and I were talking about this the other day. So one day you can post like the sweat dripping on your face. You can do a close-up. You can hold your phone, right? The next day you can post yourself flexing. Get out your tripod or find something that's stable in your house to put your phone on or your camera, whatever you're using, and post your body. Here's another thing about full body shots. They are going to tell people a lot more about your journey than anything else will. That is huge. When I'm struggling, and this is, I'm admitting my struggle with you, but when I'm struggling in my journey, guess what goes away from my feed? Full body shots. Okay? So if you are showing up on your journey, show up with that body that you're working so hard on. So post pictures of yourself out there and people will notice that you are looking leaner, stronger, happier, healthier. Another idea, take a mirror selfie, okay? Before you're getting it, whatever. You can take a mirror selfie. Again, that's another opportunity for people to see the changes that are going on besides doing a Transformation Tuesday post. Take a video of yourself. I've done both time-lapse videos and regular speed. And then if that is something that you struggle with as far as like how to edit, there are a couple of apps that you can use. I'm not going to like go into how to do it. Like reach out to any of us later and we can help you with the actual technical aspects. But you can use Video Shop is excellent. I know that the iMovie app, the iMovie in your, like for those of you who have Apple phones, iMovie works really pretty well. And if you're doing just some basic editing, super easy. It doesn't take super long, but you can dress it up just a little bit to where it will, where it will be a little bit more attractive to people. And there's Pick, Play, Post that I know works. It's not my favorite, but if you really want to show like more than one screen of things going on at the same time, that's a good one. Does that make sense? Like if you're going to show like 3 separate moves, Pick, Play, Post is one that you can put them in and you can make them just short little clips. Are there any other apps that you guys use for videos? that I didn't mention?
Photoshop and iMovie are the two I use, and the only
Okay.
reason I switch back and forth is because iMovie is really good if you shoot this way.
Yep.
Video Shop is good if you do this way. So it just depends which angle I filmed at and what I'm doing. Because if I'm doing size, unless I'm upstairs, I need a certain angle versus if I'm doing staying in the exact same spot. So it's okay to stay up and down. So it just depends on which program I'm doing.
Perfect.
I usually use both. I usually edit it, and because I feel like iMovie is easier to crop things, and then I'll edit it. And so in order to not have like the big black lines on the side, then I'll go put it in a filter in Pick, Play, Post or
Video Shop.
But I also, all my pictures, I use a white border. And so I usually use one of those for the white border instead of the black, because I don't know how to do that. So,
Perfect.
so
Okay.
a lot of times when you're editing photos or videos, you'll use multiple apps to get it the way you want, just so you know.
Perfect. And like, I don't want to take a long time. I don't want to be on here for super long. So I'm going to keep flying through stuff. If you have more other specific questions, reach out to us, ask your coach, ask us, because it's something that really is important for you to understand and to learn. So that's why we're covering just the basics of it to help a lot of, even I'm still working on some of these things. Okay. All of us are, because sometimes you still have a doozy picture. It happens. Another couple of things, couple of tips. When you are putting text on your pictures, I would do that sparingly, okay? Here's the thing. You have to be really careful not to make it look messy and unorganized and thrown together. The whole point of putting out a picture is for it to catch their eye and for them to want to know more of what's going on. And although text can be really, really good, I would say you want to keep it clean. You want to keep it organized. Make sure it's legible, and don't fill the whole thing up with text. Unless, like, for example, I did this the other day. I put my workout picture, I lightened it, then I put a quote, because my actual purpose for my post was to share a quote, right? So the point was not to put out a picture of myself. It was to share this personal development quote that I wanted to share. That's totally appropriate, right? But if you are doing it to show a sweaty selfie, like, or whatever, don't cover your thing with text. Be really careful that it looks neat and clean and legible, and don't overdo it with text. Most of your pictures should not have any text on them. Like, majority should not have any text. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
I would just say use that sparingly, unless your point is to share like words, like a PD quote or whatever.
I also think making sure you're using the same fonts and the same type of wording. So like if you're using word swag, find one or two that you like and use those, and don't switch it up all the time, because it makes your pages like more uniform. And also, to go along with her quote thing, if you find a quote that you find on Pinterest that you like, recreate it for yourself, if that makes sense. So like what Suzanne did with putting her picture in the background and putting the words over the front, you can do something like that. I actually just like black and white. And so I'll have a white background with black words, and it helps pop on my Instagram page. And I just retype it with the fonts that I use on my page, so it's all uniform and you're not using other people's stuff. So it's all you. And then you can also tag it with like your Instagram name or your Facebook stuff at the bottom. So if anybody steals it, you know, because it has your name on it. It like copyrights it. So doing stuff like that, little things like that, help make your page, your Facebook page and your Instagram page cohesive, so that when you get new followers, they click on it and it's organized and it's clean and it makes sense. And it's not like a bunch of random stuff. That's a huge branding tool, and it will help you to get more followers following you.
And I would just add Laurel. You ate it already. Laurel Houston,
Yeah.
whatever her name is. She's a coach in our team. She's very into like affirmations and the way that your brain whatever, don't ever put anything over your face. It sends a very, that your face isn't worth looking at. It's a very negative vibe. So if you ever put words on your pictures, do not cover your face.
Perfect.
So,
Thank you.
put that out there.
Super awesome information. And going along with what Sharon was saying, the last thing I wanted to just mention, and this is something that I feel like I'm still figuring out, to be completely honest with you, and that is that your page, oh boy, my computer, oh boy, hold on, sorry, so sorry. I don't know, it's doing something funky, hang on, sorry. Hopefully, okay. I think we're good. Can you guys still, you guys can still see me, right? I have this weird funky screen, but as long as you can still see me, we're good. Okay, this is the last thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to turn just a couple minutes over to Bryn too, because we're going to talk kind of about the same thing-ish. But when you are putting stuff out there, like Sharon said, it is actually, you are branding yourself. And I know that sounds maybe bad or salesy or whatever, but there is something huge to be said for the fact that if people start to follow your posts and they start to follow your journey, the more consistent you are about the types of things that they are going to see when they're following you, the more likely they are going to be to follow you, like to continue to follow you and become more interested in what it is that you're doing. And that is not just about like your consistency of your posts about Beachbody. It is not just, it is you as a whole, okay? If there's one thing people know about me, it's that I have 3 small kids, okay? And the reason is because a lot of my posts have to do with my kids, and I post a lot about my life as a mom with 3 young kids, and that is part of my brand. That is who I am. And so they see a lot of that, okay? If you're somebody who loves BYU, like Ashley, bleeds blue, you know, you see that on her page, and you see it often, and you see her BYU shirts in her posts, and you consistently hear her talking about cleaning before the game. I know I can plan on Ashley cleaning before the BYU games, but that is who she is. That's part of who she is. And for me, one of the things I've realized in the last week is that, you know what I've been missing, honestly, consistently, is like, there are 2 things. I'm like, I love pink and purple. Heck, I don't have one pink workout top. What the heck? Right? And I'm like, I gotta find a pink workout top, and I need to start posting pink and purple more often. That is, I love pink. Like, I'm like ridiculous girly pink and purple girl. And nobody knows that about me because I haven't been posting it. The other thing is that I haven't been posting about music consistently. And that's like my lifeblood, people. And so I think that we get caught in, the reason I'm sharing this is because I feel like it's really important. We get caught in this idea that to be a coach, it needs to some way relate to how can I make this Beachbody related, and how can I make myself this coach that everybody wants? When in reality, what you need to do is figure out who you are and be the very best version of yourself. And the people who are attracted to you will naturally be attracted to the things that are changing your life, your health, your fitness, that kind of stuff. It is not about branding Beachbody. There are tons of coaches and tons of people putting stuff out there. It's about attracting people that are like you, who have the same strengths, the same struggles, you know, those kind of things. That's who you want to work with anyway, because you're going to be able to best reach them. So when you're putting pictures out there, make sure that they really reflect who you are, not what Beachbody is. Does that make sense? Obviously, I'm not saying not to share your journey, but do it in an authentic way and be yourself about it. Don't ever use stock photos. Don't ever put out there, and leads right into what I wanted to have Bryn just talk briefly about, and then we'll close this out. I know I'm going a little bit long. Sorry, I get long-winded, but the idea of marketing, not putting yourself out there in such a way that you're not talking about P90X and always constantly holding your Shakeology bottle and here's my Shakeology for the day, those kind of things. So I'm just gonna
hey, before she starts, I have one more thing.
Yes, please.
So I think what sets Beachbody apart from almost every single MLM is that you are selling yourself. I have a few really good friends who are optimal health coaches, which is basically MetaFast. And they literally are buffering posts of before and after pictures and saying, so-and-so has lost 20 pounds. When are you going to join me? They get no likes, nobody comments, nobody says a word because it's inauthentic. You can find those things off the internet and post it, and nobody gives two craps because it doesn't do anything to their heart. It doesn't do anything of what is actually changing them. It's all about weight loss, period. Beachbody is not just about losing weight. It's about who you become as a person. It's about working on yourself. And it's all about you sharing you. And I think, like, every time I see their posts, I almost want to reach out to them and be like, can you just share your journey of what you're doing? Because then you'll actually have people talk to you. And
or share results of someone you actually know. Like,
it just, and they'll share they'll share like before and afters and stuff, but it's so inauthentic and there's no vulnerability really at all. And that's what sets us apart, is we are sharing truly deep down our struggles and what we're doing. And that's what people are attracted to. That is what will bring your customers, your coaches, your tribe, your team. And that's honestly why you guys are here with us. Is it not? Like, there is something that your coach did that drew you in enough to say, what are you doing? I need that in my life. And that is what we want for you guys. And it's a learning curve, and it's something that we, like Suzanne said, we all are continually learning. And when, like, for me, branding freaked me out. It was something like, I don't know who my avatar is or my ideal customer. I don't know. But I started writing, a lot of people like post to your avatar, post to your target market, and I never knew who that was. I literally write things to myself. I write things as if I am talking to myself because it's myself that I want to attract. Literally, it's who you are. And the more you figure out who you are as a person, the more you will figure out who your target market is. What attracts you to certain pages? What attracts you to, certain colors and certain things like that? What draws you in as a person? That is the things that you want to post.
And this is why you need to be there is a very, very, very fine line between being realistic and sharing your real life and being negative. And that you have got to be so careful. And if you're ever worried that you're coming across, or if you feel like you're attracting the wrong people, talk to your coach and have them look at your page. Talk to your success partner and have them look at your page, because that is something I notice a lot of coaches who are trying to be real and they're trying to be vulnerable, that they're just coming across as whiny and negative. And no one wants to follow someone who's negative. There's enough negative crap in the world. No one's going to intentionally, I wonder what so-and-so's up to today, to go look at your page to see all the negative stuff that has happened in your life in the last 24 hours since they looked last. No one is going to actively pursue your page if it's coming across as negative. So there's a really, really, really fine line between being between being real and being negative. So make sure that if you're not inspired by, sometimes my husband and I call it I stalk myself. I'll sit and scroll my own page. And if I am feeling super like, no, I'll go through and delete a whole bunch of stuff. But if I finish scrolling my page and I'm like, freak, I just made myself want to go work out, that's how you know you're on the right track. You want to make sure that you're posting things that are going to attract people you actually want to work with. If you're posting that you have lots of excuses because your kid didn't sleep last night and you're frustrated with your dog and you want to slaughter your neighbor and you hate your HOA and you those are real things. Those happen to real people, but just be super careful about the kind of vibe you're sending out, because you are going to attract people with that vibe. And unless you want to talk to people all the time who hate everything in their life, which no one wants that, just be super, super careful about the energy you're sending out with your posts.
There's also a difference of talking about your struggles and talking about your problems and being whiny. You can talk about things that I talk about my life and how being mom is a struggle sometimes. My food addiction is a struggle sometimes. It is important to talk about your struggles, but it's important to turn it around and be positive.
Okay, I'm totally going to plug for Sharon about that. So, her freezer, if you don't follow Sharon's freezer went out last week.
Oh my gosh, that was the most horrible experience of my life.
And her basement smelled like a dead body, okay? I know lots of people who would have done a post that said, my freezer just went out and I just lost $700 worth of meat and veggies with all these crying emojis and life sucks and hashtag FML and whatever. Sharon posts, hey, my freezer went out and I cannot believe how bad the smell is because this is my brand new house and I can't get the smell. But you know what I did? I carried my freaking freezer up the stairs from my basement by myself while I'm pregnant. And I have been telling like the whole world, dude, my friend Sharon carried her freezer upstairs by herself. Like I immediately called Jake to be like, guess what happened to Sharon? Because that is
I have a choice.
she turned this where a normal person would have just been whiny or would have waited till her husband came home or whatever. Sharon like made the post. There was a good spin, which shows.
Gross.
Hello.
That's the best frozen, like best frozen face
but
ever.
she found a positive way to talk about it. So you have to find a way. Even when crap happens, you have to find a way to talk about it in a positive way or you're not ready to talk about it yet. If you're still stuck in the freaking heck, I don't know what to do, my life sucks, do not post about it yet because you're not ready. So find a way to make it positive before you post it. So, and if you need an idea, go look at Sharon's page because that was just last week. And that post was like gold. It was awesome.
You guys, seriously, I cannot describe how terrible that smell was. I was like crying and shaking and trying not to pass out or throw up. And yeah, I was just really grateful that the garbage man hadn't come yet. That's all. It'd still be rotting outside.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
now go for it. Sorry.
Bryn, sorry. 20 minutes later. We're good.
No, it's fine. I love the random tangents. And I just have to like second and third and fourth everything that everyone has said, especially what Sharon was talking about branding yourself. One of the things I love Grant Cardone, and one of the things he says is when people like rebuttal him or whatever about, yeah, but I can get a protein shake way cheaper at Costco. Yeah, you're right. But that protein shake at Costco isn't going to give you me. Like if you go buy that Costco protein shake, you're going to have 3 months worth for $60 instead of 1 month's worth for $140, but you don't get me. Like, and you need to know, and if you don't have that kind of attitude yet, you need to freaking do a ton of PD because you have to have that self-belief and self-confidence in yourself that you are the freaking shiz and you will help people get the results that they have always wanted. And first of all, that starts with your own journey. Second of all, that starts with showing up every day. But you have, like, that is what you are selling. You're not selling Shakeology. You're not selling Beachbody On Demand because as soon as people buy those things, they can just sit there. And a lot of the times they do just sit there. You're selling yourself and you have to help people get there. So anyways, that's all I wanted to add on
in
that.
a totally non-stripper kind of way. So
Yes, if you know me at all, you know that's not what I meant. So, yeah, thanks though. Oh yeah, that's good because some people probably don't know me very well. Okay, so all I wanted to talk about super fast was something that we learned at Summit. Chalene Johnson talked to us, and she's like pro social media person. She like always knows what's going on. So Sue's kind of like talked about it briefly that you like don't always want to be like taking a selfie with your Shakeology, but that used to work. Like, so if you've seen like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, people doing that all the time, that's because that's what worked on social media. But that's not how it works anymore, because there's so many MLMs out there that are posting all these whatever that we've already talked about. You need to do what she called, what was it? Curiosity marketing. That's what it was called. So like, you're posting a picture of you drinking Shakeology, but it's not in a Shakeology cup. It's not like you see the words Shakeology right there, right? You're drinking a superfood shake. It's in a normal bottle, or maybe it is in a blender bottle or a Shakeology bottle. You just don't see the words, or you like take the picture from different angles or whatever. But in your wording, you're not saying, yay, drinking my Shakeology, it's delicious. Because then people have no questions. Like, that did not spike their curiosity at all. Like, you're saying something along the lines of, I'm drinking my superfood shake that makes me feel amazing, that gives me energy that I can make in 3 minutes and drink on my way to run errands, like whatever. Like, you're talking about what it does for you, but you're never actually saying the name of it. And this is talking about something else, but you're always talking about the why of it, not just the what, but the why. You always, 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 always want to ask yourself after you finish a post, therefore what? What were people supposed to get out of that? When I pushed post or send or submit or whatever it is that you're doing on whatever social media platform, what are people getting out of that? And what is it what you intended for them to get out of it? If you're posting a picture of your adorable kid, what are they supposed to get out of that, right? They're supposed to get out that your kid is freaking adorable. And is that what your intention is? Then awesome, post it. If it's not, if you wanted to talk about how, you want to be an amazing mom for your kids, make sure your wording or your picture or whatever is focusing on that. And you're asking, therefore, what? Did I accomplish my objective in the post that I just did? And so that's really all I wanted to talk about, was just making sure in your posts that you're spiking people's curiosity and you're not being blaringly obvious about what it is that you're doing, and that you're using terms that people understand. Not saying Beachbody On Demand, not saying Shakeology. And every once in a while, that's okay. I do it every once in a while, especially as you like gain stuff, like as you gain momentum as a coach. Sometimes you need to talk about it, because some people are like, oh, I thought you just drank a superfood shake. I didn't know it was Shakeology that you drank. And so they'll go to someone else. So sometimes you do need to talk about it. Otherwise, they won't know that you sell Shakeology or that you're talking about Shakeology. But for the most part, you want to spike people's curiosity and always talk about the why of it, not just the what. So that's all I had.
Perfect. Thanks, Bryn. Thank you for hopping on. If you have specific questions, so I have a list of apps that I use for filters and for helping with lighting. Pick Tap Go is super awesome. There's a ton. So I'm not going to list them right here, but I'm happy to make a list of them, and then we can post them. Your coaches can post them in either your team page or a thread, so that you can check out some different apps. There's a ton of really great, helpful tools that you can use. You're not on your own, and we all know about lots of different ways that you can make your pictures look better. And if you want your coach to look at your page, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm not really sure what I'm missing or how I can make this better. Would you mind looking? And I know that puts you in a vulnerable place, but I promise you won't regret it, because things can only improve if you have somebody look at it from a constructive eye, and they can help you. And we are all willing to do that, because we want you guys to be successful. We want you to be successful, but you have to take the initiative if you really want to see things improve for yourself, for your business, whatever, to reach out and say, hey, look, will you look at my page and let me know how I can improve my pictures, or those kind of things. And I promise you, you won't regret doing that, because it really does help. Okay. And if you want specific apps and all that, we can get those things to you. Just ask. Thanks for hopping on. We hope you guys have a great week this week. Super Saturday, Wednesday 1st, Corporate Wednesday, Super Saturday this week. So we should see a lot of each other this week, which is awesome. Okay. Have a great day, and we will talk to you guys later. See ya.
On.